Okay, next in my Lindy Lou book review, episode 2. Yes, I'm a dork, whatever, I don't care. Okay, so this lady is Beth White. She is a Christian author. These books are in large print, which I didn't realize until I picked it up. I searched the library all the time. I searched the library forever because I couldn't find this. It was in the large print Christian section at our local library. But this is the Daughtry House series. The first book is A Rebel Heart. The second book is A Reluctant Belle, and the third book in this series comes out in 2020, so I am excited to read these. I actually picked up the second book not realizing that it was the second in a series, so I had to go back to the library and grab A Rebel Heart and read this before I completed this. This is a book written... There's a lot of slavery talk, the time of the Ku Klux Klan, a lot of really good, like girl power stuff about these women, these sisters were, their father, who they thought died in the war, turns out he was still alive, but their mother was brutally assaulted by a group of Union soldiers, and so they were hiding under the porch. Their mother had hid them under the porch, and she was attacked while they were hiding, and she died. And so these women were left to, they weren't women, they were young girls. These women were left to kind of fend for themselves, and they had this huge plantation home that they couldn't afford to keep up. It had kind of gone to become a drabby place, and this guy wanted to invest in them. There's a train wreck, a train crash that you find out later was instigated by someone who we thought was dead but maybe wasn't. So this was a great book, love story, all kinds of fun things. And then The Reluctant Belle, the second book in the series, is the main character is the sister from the first book, and she falls in love with the guy, even though she's engaged to another guy who she doesn't really love, and he wants her to be quiet. We'll come to find out the guy she's engaged to is like part of the Ku Klux Klan, even though he's a minister in town, and it's really, really good. And I like to read clean books. Last month I read a book where I was like 100 pages in. Again, it was historical fiction. It was during the time of civil rights movement and things like that, and it just got to be a little raunchy, so I shut the book, and I was like, you know what, these are the kinds of books that I need to read. I don't want to have to worry about smut. Yes, there's still love story, but it doesn't have to be like crazy gross. So Beth White is the author, Daughtry House is the series, and here Rebel Heart is the first book in the series, and A Reluctant Belle is the second one. So there's lots of different things that happen in here, but it's a story about girl power too, which I really like. These women in this time where women didn't own businesses, with the help of this investor, turned their plantation house into a beautiful hotel, and there's just a lot of really good stuff in here. So I would absolutely recommend to read these books.